All right. I'm going to pull up. We saw earlier Metronomy and NephilimArmy. They are fighting for a 6-1 finish in the Swiss rounds of the HEX Bash. And Metronomy, Brenner, apparently good enough. It's for 5-1 right now. So this would be Renner Blood Diamond Sockets versus Kagalichu. Hands are loaded. Here's the Crypt Curse Knight. When it damages an opponent, a one-shot summon a Crypt Curse Knight. And it's got a minor socket, so...
Saw that sweet combo earlier with the Crypt Curse, Infinitrix, both out at the same time. We see Mordrom's Gift for the first time today. That's worth noting.
It's got the create a random troop of this card's cost or less. And 2 Eternal Seekers. That seems like a bit much. But it's there.
If
and
you
Explorer.
If you really want to be smart here, you just don't play a card on your first turn. Okay.
And discard one.
Discard one, yeah. Next level. I guess with the Explorers in hand, there's a good chance you can get to discard here anyway.
Just gotta hit 3 resources.
Speed on a Crypt Curse makes another Crypt Curse.
It does put it to hand, doesn't summon it. It does not have a speed gem.
2 resources.
That's good enough. Nephilim throws that Eternal Seeker, slams that into the crypt. Second Crypt Curse Knight comes out. Seems to have Fate Weave. Some bonus top of deck fixing. Always welcome. Usually. The second Continental Explorer gets 3 resources.
Altar Nolzan's pretty good here. No removal. Actually, no, there is removal. The Strangle is removal, obviously. That will get rid of this Animus of Nolzan. Opts not to put the altar down first, which is quite interesting. Getting perhaps a little bit greedy, trying to get that Infiltrator buffing things up next turn. And we're almost very close to Mordrom's Gift on Seeker here. And Mordrom's Gift on Seeker has a chance to create any troop up to 7 cost, which is pretty fun.
It's a lot of big troops, and it gets to void these 2 1 cost. Well, 1 now.
I think
so it can save it for something.
This Altar of Nolzan is a real threat in this game. And there are 2 gifts now as well. No 5th resource though, has to play a slow shard, so no gift this turn, but we do see the Arena Hierophant.
Not that gift is a great target to play this turn. There's bigger threats.
I think the biggest threat in this deck right now is the Altar of Nolzan.
Deathless Infiltrator costs 1. It's -2 cost total because of Century of Nolzans. I mean, the altar is a threat, but what is NephilimArmy going to pack main deck against it? Mordrom's Gift, Eternal Seeker. No, chooses Underworld Crusader. I guess you don't. How worried are you about a Deathless Infiltrator, though? The second one still in hand. Hero Fall on Underworld Crusader. NephilimArmy's got so many cards, it's almost like he's a Diamond Sapphire deck. He's got his inner Winter Moon on.
For the Crusader again, that means it has double create a troop on it. So when that comes in, it's going to create 2 troops. I still would have done the Seeker because it's a 7 cost card, and you know you have a chance to get some really silly stuff there.
You avoid all of. Well, you could avoid the altar. You can pick 2. Death's Head Rider with Scrounge makes the opponent sacrifice a troop, a Blight Blossom. With enough resources, the Niblin Skirmisher can grow pretty big. 3 resources to do it each time. His Eternal Seeker chooses the number 1.
Yeah, I honestly believe that if this game is being won, it's that Altar of Nulzan that's going to do it. I would have snipped that off straight away. But 1 is good too. 1 definitely works here.
Here's those cards being drawn by Altar of Nulzan, trying to keep up with all these cards NephilimArmy has gotten pretty much off of Mordrum's Gift and Underworld Crusader. All these random troops being created as well.
So this Crusader, if he brings it back with Gift, will create 3 troops this time.
And he can choose 3 right now.
Does go for the Seeker on Altar this time, so has recognized that threat and takes out the Death's Head Rider with a Monsagi Sniper. Nice. It's not often you get to see that in Constructed.
3 damage, target troop with Flight. Scrounge 1. Here's the Animus, but that's all. Metronomy, empty hand. Top decking from here. Meanwhile, Hero Fall, Strangle, Strangle. Don't even need the Strangles right now.
So, we got an Archive Dweller from Eternal Seeker there, from the Mordrum's Gift socket. And that either lets you pick a card in your deck and put it into your hand, or lets you remove 4 cards from the opponent's deck and put them in the void, and it's your opponent's choice. So I would like to Rancor this Dweller again. That seems fun. There we go.
Metronomy down 1 game after this. Bringing back discarded Eternal Seekers and all sorts of sweet things. Let's load game 2. See if Metronomy can come back from the game 1 loss. As Diamond and Blood sockets. All right, hands are about to be loaded. MC on 2 for Metronomy, Underworld Crusader, Grimskull, Tactician, Exarch of the Egg, other options, and an Animus in hand. A resource makes that sweet. On the other side, 3 resources, Mordrum's Gift once again, and ways to put cards in the crypt to bring back with that Mordrum's Gift, as well as get resources.
It's looking pretty good. Those Cottontails make it, man. Did Mordrum's Gift really need to exist alongside Rancor? What set was Rancor in?
Rancor, that was Hero Fall?
Hero Fall? Okay. So it's not rotating out?
No.
This deck is definitely one to watch then, because it doesn't seem to lose much strength when rotation eventually occurs. Oh, it was set for, apparently. Okay.
Sets are a blur nowadays. MC on 2 for Metronomy, Nephilim, Cottontail. Getting so many resources.
Fentio of Legend. There's no removal. But it can't be played this turn. No. Hero fall off the top for NephilimArmy. Guaranteed. Would it be the prophesied Fentio? Still no removal for it.
Gemborn Prowler takes out MC as it should. There's so many targets for Gemborn Prowler, and this is a deck that was expected to see play after post Lasgar's Vengeance. Here he is, Fenteo, the Brood Priest, also creating 2 Spiderling eggs. Exarch of the Egg when Venom enters play.
How likely would you say it is there's a hero fall on top of the deck now?
100%.
Oh, it's not a hero fall. It is a Death's Head Rider. Caglichu going there to get a Spider Egg, drawing into a Seeker. Double spiders coming down now. 1 for going into the hand, 1 for being discarded to the crypt.
He replaced that card. He now has 8 cards in hand and can discard an Eternal Seeker this turn. That was a bit of a risk. That's not too much of a risk, but 2 Spiderling eggs. Here's a hero fall.
It's happening. It's finally happening.
Fenteo gets an activation.
It gets 1 activation, but then Mordrum's Gift is probably gonna put that to an end. But
actually, there's some options. Do you pick 3? Do you pick 4? On the Eternal Seeker, pick a number, void all other cards.
I think you pick 3, but
I think he's picking 4.
Oh, straight away, right on the top. Tarantula's making things a little bit awkward here. So, I mean, you got to get rid of that Fentio now.
Pick 3, but the Tarantula's in play. Still another Mordrums. Grimskull Tactician doesn't even have to deal with the Eternal Seeker, just exhausts it, attacks with everything. Nephilim at 16, this will represent 7 damage. Caglichi down to 9, Chump Blocker is gone. Grimskull Tactician, a 4-5 right now. Only 2 socketed troops, but Mordrum's Gift once again brings out Grove Warden. Takes all constants and artifacts and transforms them into seed pods.
It's quite a sneaky reserves card. I mean, this is bad. Like, there are 2 spiders here and a Tarantula and no blockers right now. Renner taking a non-resource?
First from tail gets activated. Now Renner takes a non-resource. What is going on here?
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it. Renner's not performing as his text states.
But with that, Metronomy has evened out this match 1-1. NephilimArmy and Metronomy both trying to end the Swiss portion 6-1.
Man, not only did we get to see a Fentio activation, but we also saw an immediate Tarantula, like straight away. Didn't leave us waiting around at all.
All right, we've got our Fenteo for the day. Back to eating removal. All right, game 3 is loaded.
Great. What do we got here then? We got a Sentry Animus, which is pretty good. If not for the hero fall in NephilimArmy's hand. And NephilimArmy's hand looks fantastic.
Needs 1 more resource, but if he pulls that resource, it'll look good. Has the Shinhara Allegiance. especially this turn, allowing him to use that Monsagi for a second blood for sure. But turn 3 Animus is a threat. And the Acolyte of Zentoth socketed 1/3 is 1 cost because of Sentry of Nulzon, so the Fate Weave Shard slots in not quite nicely. Could also be saved to do some buffs. Oh, a second Sentry of Nulzon picked up in about 5 seconds. So now socketed cards cost -2 for Metronomy.
Animus with a free Zentoth. Is that a Zentoth's card? I have no idea what that little Venon's called.
Acolyte of Zentoth, I think. It's like 1/3 with a minor socket.
Yep, so it's going to get 1 activation at the very least, which means every socket troop in that deck now is +1/+1, which is probably all that needs to happen. But, I mean, Hero Fall's going to deal with that immediate problem.
Yeah, Hero Fall, but NephilimArmy only now able to play Strangle after this. Underworld Crusader is going to get some damage in. Realizing that a 4th resource wasn't played by NephilimArmy, Metronomy may modify blocks from here and not want Underworld Crusader to be sacrificed. It's exhausted, allowing the 2/4 to get in. No intentions of blocking, and Metronomy can now hold up Hero Fall.
I think Mordrom's Gift is definitely an undervalued card. Obviously, you see its potential here in the Kagalichu deck, but in any Blood deck, it's still quite good.
Metronomy may opt to let this through, and does. Takes 4 damage, letting NephilimArmy try to draw into another resource. This Acolyte of Shoku, however, will give a resource, so that will allow NephilimArmy to reach Paw of Yazukan. No scrounge, though. And with the resource, Chom Knight or Mordrom's Gift.
The blockade desperately wanting to draw some cards here and get those resources, and the call is answered. A resource and a Cottontail Explorer means that probably resources aren't going to be too much of a problem anymore. Renna stepping up. I'll take one of those resources before you take one.
There's no Shin Hair out now, but is there a Shin Hair somewhere in Metronomy's deck to allow that wild threshold?
That was just a well. Wasn't a lily pad.
Oh, just a well. Yeah, so you can get wild. Why not? Runia Hierophant for NephilimArmy. Before the Runia Hierophant can get any bigger, targeted by Hero Fall. And this 4/5 is still bigger than NephilimArmy's entire board. Jump blocks.
NephilimArmy has so many cards though, like Waltz of the Dan, Mordrom's, Rotting Chomp Knight, Paw of Yazukan, Strangle Hero Fall. Like, what could go wrong for NephilimArmy here? I don't see anything that could happen that would be considered bad. Like, how do you lose when you're in this position? Like, Metronomy has nothing.
Well, if Yazukan takes out that giant threat with that Scrounge 3, destroy target card. Another resource. Metronomy on the way to 5 charges. Draw another resource from your opponent. Kagalichu player, NephilimArmy, picks up a Blood Ice, gets the Fate Weave at 6 resources. Mordrom's Gift picks up Yazukan, which makes Dark
Like, it's just the worst possible card it could have made, I'm sure.
It's a 3/2 for
Yeah.
3 with double blood threshold.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, it may be dead, but at least it made a dark. Oh, it's gonna come back again and make 2. This is so exciting.
2 more Dark for Tailcutters incoming. Metronomy. Is there something in that deck that could bring him back right now? It's not dead, has lots of blockers. We'll go ahead and kill the Polyazuka, trade the Exarch of the Egg with lethal. But is it just a matter of time? Strangles, Hero Falls, Wardrum's Gift once again. Here's Yazukan.
Snarling
What do we
Brave
make
and a
this
Chomp
time?
Knight. Chomp Knight's pretty good. It's not a rotting Chomp Knight, but it's a Chomp Knight nonetheless. Chomposaur even. Chomposaur to kill off that MC probably and gain some health as well.
A Dark for Tailcutter is not good enough.
I
don't think I've actually
it's okay.
seen this art of Snarling Brave ever.
Really? Well, the extended art?
Yeah.
I think that we should be able to knight dinosaurs, to be honest. What just happened? Oh, poor Yazakan got resurrected? No way. That's gross.
Gets his scrounge is attached to him, so even if brought back with Yazukan, just gets to destroy another card. It's not looking great. Here come Yazukan
The Chomp Knight.
and others. Oh, man.
It's a 5/5 Crusader. It's not bad.
Yeah, got +1/+1 from the Animus earlier. Pick your poison at this point. 7 resources. You can just attack with everything. Here we go. Everything that can. Blight Blossom, you're in too.
Triangle is actually pretty funny here because it gets 3 crush damage plus the 2 damage from the Crusader dying to finish the game, which is pretty smart.
It is. So Metronomy with Diamond Blood sockets will finish off 5-2. NephilimArmy closes out the Swiss portion of this tournament 6-1.